Welcome, everyone. My name is Brooke Pardue, and I'm the president and CEO of the Parks Alliance of Louisville. And this event is the largest fundraiser for our public parks. We are here to celebrate 10 years of Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. And thank you. That was an applause line. It's really hard to believe that it was 2013 that the mayor's office, working with Louisville Tourism, joined forces to bring this event that at that point only existed in Providence, Rhode Island, here to Louisville, Kentucky. And the Parks Alliance was fortunate enough to be the beneficiary of the proceeds. And honestly, we say that it had absolutely nothing to do with us. It was brought to us, and we said, absolutely, but thanks so much to the leadership of the mayor and of all the folks at Louisville Tourism that were able to bring these very talented gentlemen behind me to Louisville. We were, at the time, a very small nonprofit. We had about 7 people on the board, and we had $10,000 in the bank. I had actually been on the board for about 6 months at the time we signed the contract with the production company in the city. So what I really like to talk about is the fact that the Parks Alliance would not exist today in this form if it were not for this event. That we would not have been able to invest more than $2 million in our public parks because if it were it not for Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. We would not be able to build the new park that we're building in the California neighborhood if it were not for Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. And we would have not have been able to launch our Parks for All Equitable Investment Initiative if it were not for this event. So to say that I am grateful for all of the folks that came together to make this happen and are here today to celebrate our 10-year anniversary, I mean, that would be an understatement. I also see that we have Metro Council folks that are here with us today. Metro Council's unwavering support of this event and of the Parks Alliance has really gotten us to where we are. You will note, fashion icon here, Travis, that for our 10-year anniversary, we have a new logo, we have new branding, and we have the best show ever. So with that, I'd like to call the mayor up for some remarks. Mayor?
Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brooke. Yeah, Brooke, it is amazing. You know, when sometimes you recognize real progress, people don't see it so much year over year. But when you go back 10 years, like we did with the first year of this, we didn't know what we were getting into. And, you know, we'd seen it really did great up in Providence and thought it would be wonderful here. But to bring it right in the middle of Iroquois Park, too, has just really been fabulous. So there's no other place like this in the world. So welcome, everybody, to Iroquois Park. As part of our vibrant park system. We're really fortunate, obviously, to have a collection of Olmsted parks and parkways in our city, and Iroquois Park right here in South Louisville is one of the gems of our whole park system here. A lot of exciting things are going on at this park. We've had a great run at the Iroquois Amphitheater over to my right, where they just concluded another great season of entertainment there. And this year, as we've been talking about, marks the 10th year of the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular in Louisville. We've seen tremendous growth in what's now become a must-see Halloween tradition, not just from people here in Louisville, but people come from all over the country to the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular, and it's always fun to kind of hear their stories and why they come here, and the Halloween aficionados out there. It's people really enjoy these pumpkins. And when you talk about people or talk to people that haven't been here before, it's like, you got to see this pumpkin show. And they look at you like, really, pumpkins? I said, trust me, go there, and if you don't like it, we'll give you your money back and give it to you 10 times over. And people all just walk away and just kind of blown away by the creativity that's here and all the special ways that they make this work for special events, for receptions, for wedding parties. It's just a really fun way to spend this time of the year. So it's been really great for the city. A lot of people have come together to make these 10 incredible years happen. Our park staff, our special events staff, we jumped right into this 10 years ago with Travis and Paul because it's a big thing to come into a new city and try to figure something like this out. So the city, in my view, should be all in to help make something like this happen because it's good for our parks department and funding the various programs that we have around town. So much like we've worked with Danny Wimmer Presents on Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life, we've done that here with the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular as well. And that's what it takes to really turn these things into best-in-country experiences. On our parks department, as I mentioned, they're just helping any way they can. Yeah, let's hear it for our Parks Department. Thank you, Councilman. I'd like to thank our director, Margaret Brosco, is with us here today, and Assistant Directors Masudi Duyar, Jason Canuel, and Ben Johnson. They're all back there. Thank you guys for the wonderful work that you do. Now, it's really wonderful, as we've spoken about here, to see how this event has really grown over the last decade, bringing tens and tens of thousands of people here each year for a truly spectacular show of thousands of intricately designed pumpkins on a quarter-mile trail. And not only has this event grown immensely over the years, but those in attendance are able to walk across the street now to enjoy great cuisine and beverages at the renovated Colonial Gardens. So right across the street, as you know, that was in a state of disrepair for quite some times. But we came together in a really strong way on a public-private partnership between the city and some private developers. So my office and the council, and now it's really a must-see destination here in South Louisville. So we're really glad to bring that back. So the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular is produced by Passion for Pumpkins, which has been in business now for more than 25 years. So this group is led by Travis Reckner, who we'll hear from in a moment, and Paul Cadu. These are guys that showed up in this city 10 years ago, just kind of free and easy, wanderlust kind of guys. Now, how many children do you have between the two of you here? Is it 5? Yeah. Now here we are, 10 years later. 5 children between the two of them. Happy marriages, happy relationships, great productive citizens. Little did they know 10 years ago that would happen to these guys from the Northeast. So really appreciate you guys making Louisville your home. Good job, Travis. Good job, Paul. Amazing. Amazing. Travis actually he didn't, but his wife had triplets. Those were the first ones, right?
No, we had a 2-year-old.
Oh, had 2-year-old, and then triplets. We call that a surprise. But then talk about a life change. But it's been really wonderful to see them here in our city and enjoy it in so many different ways. And then the way that they incorporate our local artists. So when you take a look at these pumpkins, you got to ask yourself, who's doing this artwork? So it's been a really wonderful way to incorporate the artists of Louisville who had never really done pumpkin art before, but these guys taught them how to do it, and it's been a nice side hustle for a lot of our artists here in the community. So we really appreciate that and thank them for making this a truly authentic Louisville experience, along with a lot of the sponsors that we had. First couple of years, sponsors were trying to figure out what this was all about. Obviously now, after these 10 years or so, they really appreciate and they're happy to support this. Now, I'd like to reiterate that every ticket purchase goes directly to funding our public park systems, providing an even greater reason for people to come out and support the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular. You know, you've got the Louisville Metro Parks, we got Olmsted Parks, you got waterfront parks, you got the Parklands at Floyd's Fork. So this is the biggest fundraiser for our Louisville Metro Park system. And as Brooke talked about, it's really resulted in some spectacular returns for us. Also returning as a walkthrough this year after the Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular is the Winter Woods Spectacular. It's going to be back on the 4th year on November 25th, running through January 1st. So as people come through here during this time of the season, they can come back and kind of have a holiday, Christmassy type of experience for that. As I mentioned, these events get a lot of support from our Metro Council member, and we really thank them. I want to thank Kevin Triplett, whose district we're in right now, Nicole George, Mark Fox, and Amy Holton Stewart, for all of their support. And now we're going to hear a few words from Councilwoman Holton Stewart on behalf of the council. Councilwoman?
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to give a few words to the community, to the local community. District 25 is just to the south of Iroquois Park, so we are connected at the hip. One of the things that we'd like the public to know that this is a very family-friendly event. In fact, it's also friendly to the disabled community. So if you are wheelchair-bound or if you have a small child and require a stroller, this is a nice walk, and it's very accessible to the handicapped community. In fact, there's special parking available for those that are handicapped. I also want to highlight that on October the 24th, we're having part of this Jack-o'-lantern spectacular will be a sensory night. Again, on October the 24th from 5:30 to 6:30, sponsored by PNC. But it's for children or adults even who might be on the spectrum, who are autistic and would benefit from coming earlier and not being in such large crowds. So again, this is a family-friendly event. It's also friendly to the disabled community. You can stroll at a leisurely pace. It's not a fast walk, so you can enjoy it with your family and with those that are wheelchair-bound or require a stroller. So we look forward to hosting thousands of people. In fact, Brooke just whispered in my ear just a second ago that around 65,000 people come from out of town just to visit that. So we are very excited to host people from out of town in the south end of Louisville. And like Mayor Fisher said, just across the street at Colonial Gardens, we have some wonderful restaurants that you can visit right after your stroll through the park. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Now another great supporter from the council, Councilman Mark Fox.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Ms. Perdue, for your leadership. I've been involved with the Spectacular for 9 years. I remember very vividly, it was a Monday night. I'd gotten home from work. It was Bears Broncos, and I was eyeing my recliner, figuring out my plans for watching the game. And my wife and my daughter said, we want to go see the Pumpkins in Iroquois Park, which is from where I live right around the corner. So that wasn't a good out. Not being able to think of anything, I brought them to the Pumpkin Spectacular, Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular, and you can see the claw marks probably through the parking lot and up this hill as I was kicking and screaming into this. Those disappear about at that curve. At that curve, I fell in love with this event and thoroughly enjoyed it. And I've been first in line for the next 8 years. And when I was elected to the council 4 years ago, I didn't have to be asked twice to be a part of this event. What it brings to this community, as the mayor said, with Colonial Gardens right across the street, some of the most beautiful foliage you're going to see this time of year in this area and the neighborhoods that surround it. I was very honored to have a leadership role in a little piece of making this a success. And as long as I'm there, the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular has a friend with me and a friend with this community. So thank you all for being here.
So the mayor mentioned Paul and Travis with the 5 children between them now in the last 10 years. So 10 years ago, these 2 guys came to town to put on this show, part of Passion for Pumpkins, 2 of the partners from Passion for Pumpkins. And we'd like to joke and say that they fell in love with Louisville, but they actually fell in love with Louisville women and moved here shortly after that first year. And we could not be happier with the partnership that we have with these guys, the fact that they live here now, and are entirely a part of the Louisville community, and the love and devotion that they've put into not only this event, but Winterwood Spectacular that we'll talk about again in a minute. So, Travis, you want to come? Thank you.
Hello, everybody. God, I close my eyes and just think 10 years. What a crazy 10 years it's been. It's been incredibly magical, and it's been so good to us, and we're so just pleased and happy that it's been so good to the community as well. And, when we first came here and Polly and I first met with the mayor, I don't know if you remember telling us, you're like, I think you boys are going to really like doing business in Louisville. And I think you're going to find it difficult to leave. And you were absolutely right. And we're incredibly grateful for everything you've done for us. It's really amazing. So, and everybody, the support we get from just the community, all year long, people hear, oh, you do that pumpkin thing? God, we love it. We're so fortunate you guys are here. And we're just incredibly grateful and thankful for all of you as well. Which leads us to the theme this year. So, we changed the theme of the pumpkin show to keep it fresh, keep people interested. So we thought to celebrate 10 years, what would be more fun than to give the people an opportunity or chance to tell us what they have liked the most of the past 10 years. So Brooks set up a poll to find out which pumpkins or themes everybody loved the most. So that's what we're doing this year. Fan favorites of celebrating 10 years. So we think we got a really fun, whimsical show this year. I know the artists really like it because it's very pleasing for them to do these really fun images. So, we have everything from fairy tales to movies to the Kentucky Skid is back. So, we're just really excited for everybody to see pumpkins that they really enjoyed to see in the past 10 years. So we hope you'll love it. We think you'll love it. We absolutely love it. And we just thank you guys for all your support. Thank you.
Actually, I'm gonna say we know you'll love it. So this would not obviously be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, and we're so pleased that Natalie Shadowan, did I get that right? Natalie Shadowan from the Louisville Muhammad Ali Airport is here to speak on behalf of their sponsorship.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natalie Shadowan, and I'm with the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. And we are thrilled that this is year number 2 for the airport to sponsor, be part of the sponsorships for this event. Anytime that we can do anything to uplift our community, to celebrate our community, and be part of such a beloved event, we're obviously thrilled to do that. As folks are walking this year along the path, they'll see some scenes from SDF, including our new nonstop service to San Francisco on Breeze Airways, new nonstop service to Los Angeles on Spirit, and our most recent launch, nonstop service to Boston on American. So we're really proud of that. We're really proud to be able to showcase that and incorporate that into something that so many from the community and the region really love. So we want to extend a huge thanks to the Parks Alliance of Louisville, the mayor, council members involved for putting this on and for our community. Good things are happening at SDF, and clearly good things are going to happen this year with this event as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie. Oh, come on. So in closing, what I would also like to tease while we've got everybody here is what the mayor mentioned, Winterwood Spectacular. So this year, Winterwood Spectacular will be along the same path. So in the month of November, Paul and Travis and their team will be taking out everything that you see here for Jack-o'-lantern and transforming these woods into a magical winter wonderland with hundreds of Christmas trees, millions of lights, and I think we have more than 100 stained glass windows, new themes. And when you come this year, at the very end, there'll be of the trail, there'll be a little skit set up to kind of give you a taste of what Winter Woods is going to look like. So these two events, like I said, support the Parks Alliance of Louisville and our public parks. So, do we have any questions for anyone? All right. I guess our work here is done. Thank you all so much for coming out.